Welcome to another edition of In the Line of Duty. In this episode, we cover the 2 officers we lost this week, as well as the 5 officers injured by gunfire in 3 separate incidents. Special Agent Patrick Bauer, United States Department of Treasury, International Revenue Service, Criminal Investigation, U.S. Government. End of watch, Thursday, August 17th of 2023. Special Agent Patrick Bauer was inadvertently shot and killed while participating in departmental firearms training in Phoenix, Arizona. Members of the IRS Criminal Investigation and other federal agencies were using the shooting range at Federal Correctional Institute, Phoenix, when Special Bauer was inadvertently shot by another agent. He was transported to Honor Health Deer Valley Medical Center, where he succumbed to his wounds. Special Agent Bauer was a veteran of the Arizona Air National Guard. He is survived by his wife and 4 children. Officer Bryan Holley, Hudson Independent School District, Police Department, Texas. End of watch, Friday, August 18th, 2023. Officer Bryan Holley suffered a fatal medical emergency shortly after performing afternoon traffic control at Bauer Elementary School in Lufkin, Texas. He collapsed at about 4:10 p.m. after completing the traffic control assignment. Officer Holley had served with the Hudson Independent School District Police Department for 10 years and had served in law enforcement for 31 years. He had previously served with the Angelina County Sheriff's Office for 17 years and the Angelina County Constable's Office, Precinct 1, for 4 years. He is survived by his wife, 4 children, and 3 grandchildren. In all, his tour was 31 years long, and he was 57 years old. A 44-year-old man was taken into custody Wednesday afternoon after allegedly shooting a San Jose police officer who responded to a family disturbance call at a home west of downtown San Jose. The suspect was identified as Gabriel Marco Carreras and was said that he fired at least once, wounding an officer in the upper body. Carreras was taken into custody after a roughly 4-hour standoff and was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. The officer was in stable but critical condition at the hospital Wednesday evening. The officer was not identified, but said she has 10 years on the force and is the first woman shot in the line of duty in the agency's history and the second officer wounded in a shooting this year. The shooting happened at a condominium complex around 8 a.m. after a woman who lives there called police and reported that her husband was drunk, tried to hit her, and broke down a bathroom door. Within 30 seconds of their arrival, the officer and her partner called up to the second-story home and identified themselves. That's when Carreras exited onto a landing and fired a shot. The officers did not return fire. The officer was later taken to the hospital, as was the suspect. No one else was injured, and the woman who called police exited the condominium at some point before the suspect was taken into custody. A man accused of shooting 3 law enforcement officers was taken into custody after hours-long standoff Thursday night. 34-year-old Terran Green is accused of shooting an HCSO deputy during a traffic stop Wednesday evening and injuring 3 more law enforcement officers while they closed in on him Thursday. The sheriff said Friday morning that Green now faces 3 counts of attempted capital murder in the shootings. The sheriff said the shootout on Thursday happened at a house in the Humble area and was about 6.5 miles away from where the shooting happened Wednesday night. Terran Green had been taken into custody without incident. He said the man was hiding in a corner of the house and had no visible injuries. Terran Green barricaded himself into the house after opening fire on the 2 officers. 2 deputies, one with the United States Marshal Service and one with HCSO, were shot. The HCSO deputy was struck a couple times, but was wearing body armor. 1 U.S. Marshal was shot in the leg and another struck by shrapnel. All 3 were taken to HCA Houston Healthcare Kingwood Hospital and are expected to be okay. A Bolingbrook man was charged Tuesday with shooting an officer over the weekend. 24-year-old Victor Zarate faces 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder, 2 counts of aggravated battery with a firearm, and aggravated discharge of a firearm. Around 6:14 p.m. Sunday, Bolingbrook police officers responded to a report of a theft of a business in the 100 block of South Bolingbrook Drive. When officers arrived on the scene, the offender, later identified as Zarate, had already fled the area. Around 7:48 p.m., a Bolingbrook officer located Zarate at his residence at 125 West Briarcliff Road, and when the officer made contact with him, the officer was shot at. The 38-year-old officer was shot twice and was transported to an area hospital in stable condition. The suspect then barricaded himself in the residence. Illinois State Police executed a search warrant around 1 a.m. Monday and took Zarate into custody without incident. He is being held at the Will County Adult Detention Facility on a $5 million bond. At about 4 p.m. Tuesday, the Bolingbrook officer who was shot and wounded was released from the hospital. The 12-year law enforcement veteran has worked with the Bolingbrook Police Department for the last 3 years and is now recovering at home. The investigation into the shooting is ongoing. This is a weekly video, so if you like this type of content, hit that like button, leave your thoughts in the comments, and consider subscribing. And I'll catch you next week.